Good evening, my friend. Welcome to the show. I am Lou Mongello. Excuse me. It is Wednesday night. It's box night. It's WDW Radio Live. If you are a first-time viewer, chatter, boxer, whatever, welcome to the show. I am obviously Lou Mongello. You are my friend. If you're watching on a replay, you got to join us every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here at WDW Radio Live. Turn on notifications. Join the Box People group so you don't miss a thing. I am super pumped up to be here tonight. I don't know why I always get this way on Wednesdays, but I missed you guys. I missed you individually and missed you collectively, and I'm just super thrilled that you are once again spending and sharing some of your Wednesday night, and for some of you overseas, your Thursday morning with me. So many familiar names and new names inside the box. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you are here by yourself, invite a friend, tag somebody in the comments and have them join as well. My feeling is always the more the merrier. So lots of stuff to talk about tonight. Excuse me. We're going to talk, I can only talk a little bit, excuse me, about Toy Story 4, but I had a thought like seconds before I went live about maybe having something for you to give away from and about Toy Story 4. I also want to talk about Villains After Hours, which I was able to attend. Was it last week? I've lost complete track of times between travel and Galaxy's Edge, Momentum, Toy Story 4, Villains After Hours, and everything else in between. My body clock and mental clock is just all over the place. If you've been to Villains After Hours, if you were there last week, I would love for you to be able to call in, share your thoughts on it as well. Very unique kind of party. You can't be very unique. You're either unique or you're not. It's a unique kind of party, and we'll talk all about it. What else? Galaxy's Edge, Villains After Hours, a little bit of Toy Story 4, maybe a giveaway. If I decide to do this giveaway, it's kind of a big giveaway. Like, there's a lot of stuff on the prize floor right there. But again, thanks to all of you. Love Galaxy's Edge last Tuesday going against this Julie Steiner. By the way, thanks to all of you who joined me for the Galaxy's Edge coverage, which seems like now weeks ago, out in Disneyland, or should I say the world of Batuu. Angie Anderson gets right to the meat and the heart of the situation. How was the food? I only tried a little bit of it. I didn't get to experience Galaxy's Edge on an actual opening day and spend what would have been my 4 hours going from dining location to dining location. Amanda Kale wants all the Toy Story 4. So we'll save Toy Story maybe for later because maybe I'm going to think this out as I'm actually doing it, but maybe I'll have a little something to give away, and I'll have to figure out exactly how to do it. I haven't thought this out very much ahead of time. So Sam Bitter says, OMG, I was actually able to join the conversation. Good to see you. Randy Fullheart, you have never been sending me too many emails. I appreciate you doing that. I spent the entire day really just sort of working through the inbox. So if you have emailed me and I haven't gotten back to you yet, I promise I'm working on it. My goal is to not go to sleep tonight. I mean, eventually go to sleep tonight, but not go to sleep tonight until I get the inbox to some sort of a manageable degree. So as I'm getting older, it's getting more difficult. The 2 a.m., 3 a.m. nights are coming much more infrequently than they used to. Sam Bitter says, hey, say hi to me, Lou. I'm working. Sam, what's up, brother? Where do you work and what do you do? It looks like you're wrestling an alligator. No, you're wrestling. There's a dog. I thought it looked like you were wrestling an alligator in your picture, but now I see that that's not it. Corey Bassett, the keeper of the box. Aaron Styles Finnegan. Aaron Styles. I'm just going to call you Aaron Styles because it almost sounds like a rock star name. It's good to see you. Bets Lou wakes up in his chair a few hours later with more email than he started with. That's sort of what happens. That's exactly what happens, Hal. So you know me well. Sam was in a bank in Australia. So what day is it there? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I have no idea. Jill McCann is, I believe, in the United Kingdom. 12:34 a.m. filling in job applications. Ray Kastner talking about D23 Expo. We're going to definitely talk about that as we start to get close. And as as Her Majesty and I sit down to start planning out what is going to be, I have a feeling, based on some whispers I've been hearing, an epic D23 Expo. Excuse me, I just finished inhaling my dinner. Chick-fil-A, it's what's for dinner. I love it oh so very much. Jim Orohosky, so good to see you. The box is all over 5E World. I have no idea what that means, and usually you're pretty direct in your comments, so I have no clue what that means. Jessica Alice, all the way from Connecticut, and Melanie Jones is blowing up balloons. I assume you mean inflating balloons and not actually exploding balloons. Angie Anderson, it's 3:30 in Alaska. Angie Anderson, you know who's got two thumbs and loves Alaska? This guy. I was actually talking to somebody about that the other day regarding cruising to Alaska, which still, of all the cruises I've done, has been my favorite cruise and my favorite destination. Tracy Pizzuto McCoy says, hi from Hollywood Studios. Tracy's already in line for Galaxy's Edge. She knows it opens in August. She doesn't care. She's lining up now. Good idea. Good idea, because based on what I saw, you're going to need to. Catherine Martin McLaughlin says, I can't wait to see a Millennium Falcon. Catherine, you're right. I'm going to tell you, you are going to cry. I admitted on the show, I admitted on my Instagram story that I cry. I think I actually cried on my Instagram story, and I have no problem. And I think no matter sort of where you are on the spectrum of Star Wars fandom, you will probably find something that'll get you a little bit choked up and a little bit in all the feels. You don't have to be a 1977 Star Wars fan or a level 50 plus, nerd in order to love it. There's a lot of little things there that I think will touch you in all of the hearts and the feels. Martin Shergold, United Kingdom, it's good to see you. Emily is going to Galaxy's Edge opening day in Walt Disney World. I'm even more excited since hearing about the California Adventure. Emily, you are going to dig it. Bring your patience. We don't know how they're going to do it here yet. If they have anything planned here similar to the way they dealt with and are dealing with crowds out in Disneyland, again, as you heard in the show, if you heard the show this week, I have heard nothing but incredibly positive reviews of just how well the crowds have been handled. And by the way, if you have not heard this week's show yet, 10 things. It's not a top 10. I think I misspoke in the intro. It's not really a top 10, but it's just 10 things-ish that we love about Galaxy's Edge. And you may be surprised what's on the list, and you may be surprised what's not on the list. Vinny Choi, also from the UK. You guys are up so late. Is there an age limit to make a saber? Matthew, I don't believe so. I saw young kids in there, so I don't want to guesstimate on their age. I don't remember anybody saying that there was a specific age minimum. I think and again, not wanting to spoil the experience, there are, as long as you go with a parent, you'll be able to help a child do some of the assembly and decision-making kind of stuff. And there's also some Jedi Masters who are in there to certainly help you with it. Let me just tell you, if you're going to Galaxy's Edge and you are at all a bit of a Star Wars fan, save your pennies, sell stuff on eBay, rummage through your garage, start listing stuff there. Try and put together $199 to put off to the side, because building the saber was really that cool. It again, the $199 is not just for the thing that you walk away with in your hands. It's the thing you walk away with in your head and your heart. It is the memory. And I know I say the word experience a lot, but that's exactly that is what it is. So. Joanne says, just finished listening to the Galaxy Edge podcast. So looking forward to seeing the Florida version next year. A New Hope was the first movie I went to by myself, and it still drew me into the story like nothing I have ever seen before. I love every single part of that story, not to mention the fact that you went by yourself, because I think that there's something to be said about going to the movies alone, so you don't have to worry about sharing your popcorn or anybody else asking you questions. What does that mean? Who's Ant-Man? None of that. No talking during the movies, even during the previews, especially if there's a Spider-Man Homecoming, by the way. like 3 weeks away. I mean, homecoming, Far From Home, 3 weeks away. Underoos ready, little red mittens ready. I am incredibly excited. But I digress. John Nell, it has been a while, brother. It is good to see you as well. Is the Build a Droid similar to when you could build a remote control car in Downtown Disney? No, Jason, that too is very different. So, I've clicked on the wrong one, but happy Wednesday. Anyway, Becky, so building a droid is different here because you go into a workshop. There's a conveyor belt where you literally pull off pieces as they go by. You go over to a workstation, you assemble it. There's accessories you can put into the droid and on the outside of the droid. It's a much more customizable experience, and you literally assemble the droid yourself. There's obviously residents of Batuu there to help you, but again, very experiential. You sort of pull the screwdriver, down sort of like a shop screwdriver down from something that's hanging from the ceiling. I didn't get a chance to do it, but I watched other people do it and looks very, very cool. And the customization of the droids, the interactivity of the droids, not just with each other, but with things in the land, is really makes that a very attractive. I can't even call it a toy. An attractive collectible, whatever it were. Sandra Gerber Bink, it is nice to see you as well. Ashley Riggs, headed to Magic Kingdom. Please have some popcorn for me while you're there, and tweet me or Instagram me and let me know. Share your snack with me tonight, wherever you are going in, excuse me, in Magic Kingdom. Corey, did you just call Becky Menken dear? You obviously want something. Do the droids interact with the land? So, Alex, I did not see it myself. I did talk to somebody who has one and said, yes, as the droid sort of goes through, it will act and react to certain things. I can't speak too much to it because I haven't done it myself. Debbie Anderson, leaving Disney Springs, run into the boathouse, tell them I said hi, grab me a tuna tower if you could while you're there, and maybe a snack from, maybe a taiyaki on the way out from the Yasaki place. The cost to build a droid, I want to say, somebody could look it up. I want to say it's under $100. I don't know. And it also depends on any of the accessories you put into it as well. Is Galaxy's Edge bigger in land or world? Scott, they will be duplicates of each other. The only differentiator between the two is that Disneyland will have 3 entrances and Walt Disney World will only have 2. I'm not sure. I think I have an idea which is the one that will not be an entrance in World, but I believe they're going to be sort of mirror images of each other, but otherwise they are identical. So, okay, so it was $99. So, can you ship your droid back to Earth? Everything is shippable. Everything comes at a price. It depends on just how much you are willing to pay to do it. Navarro's family from the Jersey Shore. Listen, it's June. This Jersey Shore must be rocking. What is the name of on Point Pleasant Beach had the big yellow sign and the sausage and pepper sandwiches and the salt and vinegar fries right across from the Coors ice cream place. That's all I miss from New Jersey is the food and the Navarro's family and a couple members of my family too, and the Knish and dirty water hot dogs in the city. And pretzels, and a really good pastrami sandwich, and a Knish. They don't have Knish down here. Anyway, Richard Pete, you're right. Unless you buy the R2-D2 droid for $25,000, the other one, the Build the Basic with no accessories, is $99. Thank you, Angie, and everybody else who pulled up the price. Did I eat the gator cone at Morimoto? No, Chrissy, but I am going this weekend, and I sort of feel obligated to try the gator cone when I go. My son has eaten gator a number of times. Obviously, the easy joke is it tastes like chicken, but I plan on it's Seaside. That's right, Seaside. It's the Midway. Man, it's been a long time since I've been down there, up there. So I don't go back very much. So Brooke Rothenberg, Jersey in the house. Where in Jersey are you from? So has anybody, have you been to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland yet, I would love for you to share your thoughts, your experience. Actually, if you want to call in, wait a minute. If you want to call in, if you've been to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland and you want to call in and share some of your thoughts, I would love to hear what your experience was like. Again, Dan and Becky and I shared ours today. I missed the Camaro with the T-tops. Don't lie. Eddie, I never had one. I never had a Camaro. I never had a Trans Am. I never had a Fiero. I never had a Toyota MR2. Those were sort of like the popular cars down the shore when I was much, much younger. So Bergen County, the land of malls. I spent much time up in Bergen and Passaic County way, way, way back when. Pete Bush did a lot of growing up on that beach. Pete, that sounds like a conversation that you and I need to have privately in terms of what you mean by growing up on that beach. I'm sure that can be a lot of different ways. I spent a lot of time down in Seaside Heights and Point Pleasant Beach. I still have my T-top Trans Am from 1984. There was a little part of me that always wanted one, but I was actually more of a Thunderbird Super Coupe kind of guy than I was a Trans Am guy. Charles, am I excited about the gondolas? I am, man. I am excited about the gondolas because I think they are more than just a conveyance. I think they're going to be a free attraction. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to ride. I cannot wait to capture and share and see video of just what you are going to be able to see with those unique vantage points that we literally have never seen before. There's a couple of places, sort of even, imagine sort of pulling in to Epcot and pulling into Hollywood Studios and some of the other locations. It's going to be really neat to see. Having been able to watch them go up and now watch them being tested, I'm a lot more excited than I was and really anxious to ride it. And Eric, yes, I did say Fiero's, Jenkinson's, Kim Hamilton Marion, Jenkinson's in Point Pleasant Beach. Yikes. All right, wait. Oh, we have a call. Hold on a second. I completely forgot. I was waiting for calls. I got distracted by the food. Hold on a second. Hey, it's Lou. You're on the air.
Hi, Lou. It's me, Caleb, again, from the last live stream.
How you doing, Caleb?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks, man. Have you been to Galaxy's Edge?
No, I haven't. I actually watched the videos on it, and my thoughts about it were amazing. Just the way it looks, and it's just unbelievable. I don't know if it's unbelievable than Avatar, Pandora, but
I will say this: that anything that you've seen, this is to all of you. Anything that you've seen on video cannot accurately capture. And I've even done, I did some 360s and stuff like that, and I have a 360 walkthrough video that I'm going to share. It cannot accurately capture what it feels like to be there. There is something sort of palpable about that place, and it's a wonderful recipe of not just what you see, but what you hear. Yes, even as you walk through some of the food stands and what you smell, there's a sense of place and presence to it. And I think they've done an exceptional job. So are you going to go out and try and see it in Disneyland or in Walt Disney World?
I'm probably going to go to Walt Disney World. I'm not sure about next year or possibly for the 50th, but I actually never been to Disneyland, so that's something I would like to do in the near future. But yeah, I would definitely go to Walt Disney World and see it, and it's amazing. DJ Rex. I actually never experienced the original Star Tours, but I learned about it from you and Tim and all the guys from the original Walt Disney World Radio. I mean, from the early days of Walt Disney World Radio.
Well, it's very cool, and I mean, I would get in line now and bring your patience, but I think you're going to love it.
Exactly.
When you see it.
It's going to be crowded.
It is, and, but I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it.
With the reservation, you have to have it like one of those things like for Dumbo or something. Those
Well, the
things to
way
get
the
like
way
an
it worked in Disneyland is you
exemption?
had to be staying on property in order
Oh,
to
okay.
get a
Yeah,
reservation.
I thought.
They're not going to
Okay.
do that same system as far as we know in World. We're still waiting to see what, if anything, they do. That system probably can't happen because there's just too many resorts here at Walt Disney World. With 30 resorts,
Yeah, there is a lot of resorts.
yeah, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to happen the same way. So we'll see what they are going to do in terms of controlling the crowds when it opens in Walt Disney World. Because I think they want to make sure that guests have a similar type of pleasant experience that those guests that were able to see it in Disneyland had as well.
Okay. Yeah. So is this whole what's it called? This question about just Star Wars, or we talk about Toy Story or whatever? Is just like I just want to know because you talked about Toy Story, and I saw you and your live stream. What was it?
Yeah, so I
A
can't
couple
say.
days
So
ago.
I'll talk a little bit about Toy Story
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we
No,
roll
it's
up to
not to
the end
spoil it or
of the
anything.
show. I
Yeah,
want to
just
talk about Villains After
but
Hours as well. I can't
I
say
grew up
too
with that.
much
Yeah, I
because
grew up with.
sorry.
Sorry, you can go.
I was gonna say I can't say too much about Toy Story, but I do want to take some other calls if anybody else has any experiences at Galaxy's Edge or any thoughts or questions about it, and then I definitely want to talk about the Villains After Hours. But I appreciate you calling in again this week, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be commenting on there because I'm there. You'll see my name, it's Caleb at Caleb J Joshua Hill. So you'll see my comment when I come on and stuff like that. So.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too, man.
All right, buddy.
Thank
Bye.
you.
So yeah, anybody else who has been to Galaxy's Edge or has questions about Galaxy's Edge, and then I want to chat a little bit about. I know I see that I'm having some stream issues. There's something wrong with the internet around here today. So, Chris, I do remember the Toy Story Land wait times, and I understand why you are afraid. That being said, I think that Disney understands what happened with those wait times and how much exponentially worse they can potentially be. So I think they're going to do whatever they can to try and eliminate those similar, if not worse, wait times so that guests do not have a bad experience when they come. But yeah, so I do want to talk about, let me turn this down. I do want to talk about something else too. And again, if anybody has been to the Villains After Hours event in Magic Kingdom, I had a chance to go last, yikes, I want to say Thursday night, Friday night, somewhere around there. I think it was last Thursday night for this new after hours experience in Magic Kingdom. Some of us who are local media were invited to go, so I was a guest of Disney, in the interest of full disclosure, for something that sounds, if a lot of people are wondering and questioning, is this just going to be sort of a Halloween party in June? And it was very, very, very different. First things first, I want to show you everybody who went in got one of these cool, and I don't know if you can see, it's sort of a reflective type special map, really printed on heavy paper too, for the event. Like a Halloween party, there was special merchandise. There was special, I should have brought some of the merchandise up. There were special food and beverage items. Obviously, I did not get a chance to try all of them, but you can get a sense of, there was a brownie from Casey's Corner. Let's see. The Hades Temptation drink, everything was non-alcoholic. So there was probably 8 or 9 different ones. I had the Yzma's Llama Potion, which was a transformative strawberry chilled concoction covered by an evil cloud. It was like somebody took a really sweet thing of fruit punch and put in Pop Rocks and Mentos. It was sort of bubbling up, super, super sweet. A little bit too sweet for my palate. However, let me see if I can find, there was something else at Cool Ship. Let me see if I can find it here on, well, maybe it's not on here. Okay, so in Tomorrowland on Cool Ship, they had intergalactic noodles alongside, so they were purple noodles, chilled noodles. It was delicious. It had a little bit of heat, like a lot of little bit of heat, so much so that I really, really liked it. I was not there very long, so I was not able to try the not so poison apple cupcakes, the Casey's Corner DeVille's treat, the Hades nachos or a Hades temptation, the Headless Horseman brownie, and Dr. Facilier's tarot card tart. God, I missed so much. I have to go back. The Maleficent cone and the Dragon's Breath float from Storybook Treat in Fantasyland. But there was also, so let me step back before so you got me into food right away. So first things first, a lot of times when people talk about going to some of these after hours, hard ticketed events, there started to become a slight concern about how many tickets are being sold and just how short our line's going to be, just how empty is the park going to be. I can tell you there was nobody in this park. And what I mean by that is lines for attractions were maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops. Walk on to everything. I think the longest I waited was maybe for Space Mountain, and that was 5 or 10 minutes. Space Mountain and Pirates of the Caribbean each had some special enhancements. So Space Mountain was completely in the dark, and if you think it doesn't make a difference, it does. You can't see anything. There is no light entering that building whatsoever. The Star Tunnel and the Return Tunnel are all turned off. It's completely black, and it makes it a little bit scarier. I can assure you that. In Pirates of the Caribbean, there were some live character interactions both in the queue and in the attraction itself, much like it was the Halloween party, I believe. There was also there was different theming throughout. There were special magic shots. I think there was 4 different magic shots. I was going to share my photos of the magic shots. I stink at those. I look like such a fool, like more so of a fool than I do normally. I look like an idiot because they're like, look like you're scared. And I'm laughing like that. See how stupid I looked? Imagine that captured on film or digital film. But there are, even the magic shots, there were no lines for whatever. Speaking of photos, to be clear, and Disney is very, very clear in the sales merchandise, in the sales materials, there are no character meet and greets at all. There are no characters wandering the parks. There's no characters lined up for special meet and greets, which was disappointing to a lot of people, but I understand why. And the reason why is, having been to Halloween and Christmas parties and some of these other events where characters are a big draw, they're huge attractors, you don't want to spend $129 for a ticket for a few hours and spend all that time waiting in line for a character photo. It will not satisfy you. You will leave disappointed, and you will not be able to enjoy everything else that the party has to offer. So it's very much a double-edged sword, but I get it. And as much as you might want your photo with a rare character or Dr. Facilier or whoever it might be, or Hades, it's probably best that they're not there, because it's meant to be a party. And in that same regard, this very much is a party atmosphere. It absolutely has a much more adult feel to it. And what I mean by that is not that there is any sort of drinking, there's no alcohol, but there's just a different vibe at the event. The DJ that is playing on the castle stage throughout the entire night is not playing, kid versions of Disney songs. It's like, it has a club feel. Even the lighting, the decor, it has and look, it also is a late night event. So the event, I didn't get in there until 10:30. So I had a relatively limited window in time. I got in at 10:30. It goes until 1 o'clock. The party technically starts at 10. Your ticket will get you in at 7, although I've heard some other people saying they were able to get in even a little bit earlier than that. But Martin, you're right. The music was much more adult. The vibe was much more adult. The crowd was much more adult. They should call this Becky After Hours. Becky's Villains After Hours. I could make a joke about what other villain I would put there. Let's just go put Queen of Hearts there. Becky, you would love this event, except for the fact that there was no alcohol. There was not a lot of kids who were there, and any kids who probably were there were exhausted because, again, it's an after hours. It is a late night event. I had just come from a lot of travel. I was loopy by the time I walked out at 1:45 in the morning, which is by the time I got out there. And the reason why, you're like, Mongello, you said it ended at 1 o'clock. You're right, I did, but there's a reason why. One of the big draws for the evening, there's really two. So one is the Villains Unite the Night stage show. That takes place at 11, 12, and 1 o'clock in the morning. It's hard for me to describe what the story was. It basically is Hades and Meg are joined by Jafar and the Evil Queen and Dr. Facilier and Maleficent. Something about taking over the 5 planets in alignment. I was a little confused. I was a little like fakakta in terms of story, but it was a long stage show. I mean, it was easily 25 to 30 minutes. So you need to keep things like that in mind, that if you want to see the entire show, that's a 25 to 30 minute chunk of time, not including getting a spot to watch it and getting out from the relatively light crowds. It happens 3 times a night. So again, the crowds were very, very spread, very thin. You're able to sort of get a really good spot pretty easily for all of the shows. It was interesting. It was different. Again, much more sort of, when I say adult themed, it was not meant for young children, but really the money shot is not the magic shot. The money shot is Maleficent at night. So there is I got a lot of questions about this. There is not a full parade throughout the night. There is no villains parade in the evening, but you do get to see Maleficent, the fire-breathing dragon, as she makes her way breathing fire for the very first time at night. If you're a photographer or want to be one, like, that is the reason why you go. I literally was running around the hub and down Main Street and then around the town square hub trying to get as many pictures and photos and Instagram stories of her. She's beautiful. At night, she is even more spectacular. Maleficent travels 3 times. So the first time is at 10:40. The second is at 11:45. She comes from Frontierland. She makes her way around the hub and then back through Liberty Square and Frontierland and makes her way home. At 1:20 in the morning, again, the event technically ends at 1, but at 1:20, if you're still awake, she comes out of Frontierland. She makes her way around the hub, but then she goes down Main Street. I literally stayed up way past my bedtime, by the way, just so I can capture and watch Maleficent coming down Main Street. The lighting, the music, the fire is just spectacular. And she breathes fire a lot. Like, it almost seemed more so than she did during regular Festival of Fantasy parades. Lynn Yoss's Maleficent at night looked awesome. She was spectacular. And that, Maleficent sort of going down Main Street is sort of their version of the Kiss Goodnight. It's sort of a little fire breathe at night. There were PhotoPass photographers everywhere. Lines for food were non-existent. Line for Magic Shot photos, Magic Shop, I wish you. Lines for Magic Shots were also non-existent. So I appreciate and applaud them for not overselling this, because that's where it can potentially be disappointing, is if you pay a lot of money for a hard ticket and then you're spending a lot of time waiting in line. They were non-existent. So much so that I would do it again. Like, this is something that I would go to again with a group of friends. And do the other thing too that is there's also face painting. There's free face painting in Fantasyland at Fantasy Fair from 7 to 11. So again, it's adults walking around getting their face painted. There were probably 15 different designs that you could choose from. Christine, there were fireworks. There were fireworks as part of the stage show, as part of sort of the finale to the stage show. There were spectacular fireworks that were different than what you'd see for, I was going to call it wishes, for Happily Ever After. So there are opportunities to get some really good photos, especially if you could line up some of the magic shots or photo pass shots on Main Street with the show ending. It happens 3 times a night, so you have more opportunities than you would. Jimmy says, the stage show is cool. If I paid for a ticket, I'd spend my time on attractions and ice cream. You definitely have to have an idea of what it is that you're going there for. I thought about this and talked to some friends about it too. This is something that if I was not a local and I was coming to Walt Disney World and really wanted to ride, especially the D and E ticket attractions in Magic Kingdom with no lines, I would absolutely consider not buying a park ticket for Magic Kingdom, which is really the same amount. It's over $100 for a one-day ticket. I would instead buy the Villains After Hours ticket, come in at 7. I would eat, obviously, do all the sort of things that I would need to do before the party got started so I could take advantage of the party-specific food and merchandise, and then complete absence of lines. And if you're a photographer, there's a great opportunity there as well. Maggie says she's going tonight. Karen, can I start all over? Just hit rewind when I'm done. I did not get my face painted. Catherine Williams, I believe it's $129. I'm trying to say, I believe it's $129, but they do offer annual pass holder and vacation club discounts as well. Let me just see. It is not on here. But in terms of, somebody said, in terms of attractions being open, again, unlike some of the other parties where a lot of attractions are closed, really pretty much everything is open. You know, all the things that you'd want to ride are going to be open. So it really does make it worthwhile. Again, a lot of people asking about characters. No characters. To be clear, there are no characters anywhere except for Hades, Meg, Maleficent, the Queen, and Dr. Facilier and Jafar on the stage show. Scott, it would not be scary for preschoolers. There's nothing scary about it. So to be clear, when I say it had as an adult vibe, the music on the castle stage and in the hub is loud. And if you watch some of my live stream, again, it's got that sort of party, late night villains club kind of thing, but there's no scary elements. There's no headless horseman. There's no ghosts or hitchhiking ghosts or otherwise. So there's nothing scary about this at all, but it's late night. So I can't imagine a preschooler being awake at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, if they sleep through it, that's cool, but I don't think that there's anything scary about it. So Courtney says $99 for annual pass holder and for Disney Vacation Club. I absolutely think that's worth it. And it's again, so much so that I would go again, probably not with my kids. I would probably go with a bunch of friends. You go out to eat somewhere. Like, I can imagine going over and eating at the Wave, so you can get a parking reservation, so you can go and park at the Wave and then walk over, sort of spend a late night. And then by the time you guys roll out, I mean, it literally is, I think I rolled out after 2 o'clock. Then you go to McDonald's or Waffle House for late night snacks. Like, that sounds like, maybe we'll do this again. Maybe I'll go again if we can get a group of people together to go, because even as a local who admittedly I don't go to the parks to ride attractions a lot, normally it's just if friends or family are in town, and if I do and there's a 45-minute wait for Pirates or a 60-minute wait for Splash Mountain or Peter Pan's Flight, I'm going to bypass them, right? Here, when I say that there were no lines throughout the night, the only thing that there was a line for, because I think I forgot to mention this, is you also have free drinks, non-alcohol, like there's free water and soda, popcorn, and I believe Mickey bars too. Those go until 1 o'clock in the morning. Those were the ones that had the longest lines. When I say longest lines, there were maybe 15 to 20 people in it as well. So yeah, maybe we'll do a Christopher Sank, it was not a media preview event. There were media invited to what I believe was the first night, but it was not media specific. My understanding from talking to the folks at Disney is they very much put a cap, and these are unofficial numbers. I've heard that they were capping it at 5,000 people, and I would be hard pressed to think that there was even 5,000 people there. It did not seem like that at all. Brittany, the event runs from 10 to 1, but your ticket gets you into the park, I believe, at 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So you really get the benefit of a few hours of park time as well as the exclusive time once the event starts, and with all of the special editions that go on, which is why, like I said, especially if you're not local, like that's a really good idea and a great value, because you will, without a doubt, be able to see and do everything no problem. So, Kate, you're right. It's rare that the events are so exclusive, but I think we're starting to see more of a shift to that. So when I went to some of the after-hours events in Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and especially Disney's Animal Kingdom, they were ghost towns. I think I shared photos, especially from the DAC one, that I was the only person, like the only living soul other than one other custodial cast member wandering through areas in between like Africa and Asia. Like there was nobody there. The only times that you saw people were really in Pandora for Flight of Passage, where the wait times, again, this is why these after hours are sometimes a really smart idea. If you can do the late night thing, the wait time for Flight of Passage was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. So yeah, some of the Christmas parties and Halloween parties, they do get crowded, but they're different, and it's you have to be clear and have the expectation levels. The Christmas parties and Halloween parties are parties. There's parades, there's character meet and greets. There's a different. It's night and day from the types of events these are. I would probably not take my kids who are 15 and 13 to Villains After Hours, because when they start to peter out at 11:30, be like, guys, we're all in. We're in, I'm going to be here till I see the last Maleficent go by, as opposed to a Christmas party and a Halloween party, which are much more family friendly. They're a lot more crowded, without a doubt. Even with as many as they have. I mean, I think the Halloween parties start in July? The Halloween parties start next week? And then Christmas starts in August? I mean, I'm obviously joking, but even with as many of the Halloween and Christmas parties that they have, they do get crowded. This was not, there were no crowds at all. Like, at all. And the more I thought about it, and again, I was really tired when I was there, but the more that I thought about it, and the merchandise too, again, I should have brought them upstairs. I had brought mine downstairs, but you can see some of the themed, I'll get this camera thing right. Some of the themed merchandise with Hades on it was very, very cool. And there was lots of it. There were no lines for the exclusive merch at all. So I'm really finding that the after hours events absolutely have their place in the Disney circle of life, in terms of what they offered, who it's for, and then the best ways to. Maybe I need to do something about that. Almost a show about the hard ticket events. I got to write that down. God, my handwriting is awful. I have no idea what that says. Maybe talking about, 10 things. 10 things know before you go. I'll never be able to read that. Somebody email that to me. 10 things you need to know before you go to some of these hard ticket events because they are different. I love, love, love the after hours idea. As somebody who had, and I was talking to somebody, another old timer, about the old E-Ride nights in Magic Kingdom. Kids, way, way back when, probably before you were born, before all the social media kind of hullabaloo, you were able to spend, I think it was $15 to $20 to go to E-Ride nights in Magic Kingdom. And for 3 hours after the park closed, it was empty. It was empty, and you could ride anything over and over again. Those went away. They changed. The parties became more prevalent more often. But I really, really like what they're doing with the after hours, especially if you are going with, a bunch of other adults, a guy's trip, a girl's trip, a bunch of couples going together. It really, really, really is a lot of fun. As long as you stay caffeinated. Go to Dunkin' Donuts first and get your coffee. So, yeah, maybe I'll do, because I think I've been to all of the after hours events. Did I go to? I think I did. I'll have to think about that. So, and that would even include things like the H2O Glow Nights. I covered it last year over at Typhoon Lagoon. Like that too is a great event, especially if during the summer, maybe you don't want to take a park day and go to a water park. Those are definitely family friendly. The park is much, much less crowded than it will be on a Saturday night. So, for example, there's an H2O Glow Night this Saturday. It'll be so exponentially less crowded than it will be on a Saturday during the day. That is a ticket that's worthwhile. There's a dance party. There's special food. There's like glow sticks and stuff. Like, it's really cool. If you go back and watch around this time last year, if somebody can find, I did a live video from there. I should have worn a muumuu. I probably should not have been in a bathing suit when I was doing. I should have worn a giant WDW Radio muumuu at the time. So, Amber Bramble, the H2O Glow Nights are very, very cool. And I want to do it again. I wonder if I did an H2O Glow Night Meet of the Month. Like, I understand that there's a cost associated with it, but how much fun would that be? Somebody do me a favor, because I'm old and senile and I'll forget. And when I get off the show tonight, I have a secret project that Becky doesn't know about that I need to work on right away. If somebody can email me the nights and the cost of the H2O Glow Nights, and in the Box People group, somebody, Jim, whatever, create a post about an interest. Oh, wait, somebody really want to help me? Wait, I just thought about this. Create a post inside the Box People group with a poll. Give the night of the different H2O Glow Nights and who would be interested in doing a WDW Radio H2O Glow Night. Yahtzee, Mongello. How much fun would we have? Eating and swimming and water sliding and fat guy in a little tube down the lazy river. Can somebody help me with that, please? Because I'll completely forget. But I think it sounds like a fun idea. And just get rid of all the carbohydrates in the house because I can't eat until the H2O Glow Night. Because trust me, nobody wants to see this anywhere near a bathing suit. That's why I miss the 1920s when you had to wear like those big full body type things. So, Amber Bramble, you do need to move here. The next meet of the month, by the way, somebody just asked that, is actually going to be, I didn't make this the right size. Saturday, June 22nd at 11:30 a.m. at Katsura Grill. You know this is like my favorite place in the world, the WDW world and the world. Saturday, June 22nd, we'll go to Katsura Grill, the lower level seating area. It'll give us time to get into Epcot, grab something to eat, and go and hang out there. Paul Donlin, I absolutely can recommend a real estate agent in the area. It's a guy I've known for probably 10 years. He literally lives right there. Really good guy, has been on the show before and is a former Walt Disney World ambassador. So he gets the Disney stuff big time. Shoot me an email, lou@wdwradio.com, and I will definitely connect you guys up. So, I'll chunky dunk. I'll chunky dunk in my suit. I don't know what that means, but I love it. And I have a feeling the only chunky dunking that'll happen will be this guy trying to jump his giant body into the into the wave pool. Mini donuts. So yes, if somebody can create that in the Box People group, find out the night of the H2O Glow Nights, and put in a poll of who might be interested in doing a WDW Radio H2O Glow Night. Right? Chunky Duncan. No WDW Radio Speedos. I saw that go by in the chat very quickly. Melanie Jones really seems to be jonesing, pardon the pun, for July 13th. Let me just see if I'm even here around that time. I actually am. Interesting. Just don't start by eating a Baby Ruth. By the way, if you haven't met Melanie Jones, I dig her so very much. I dig all of her so ever. She's going to be local too soon. Melanie, get down here. We're waiting for you. Meet of the month is the day after I leave. Oh, Anthony Flacco. I've seen your parents more than I've seen you. I love your parents. I am truly wacko for Flacco. Like, such nice. All of you. You're all such nice people. Kate Wallace. I would love to do a Philly meetup at the Marvel exhibit. Like, I want to sort of come up specifically for that. I will tell you, it's a lot easier if I have another reason to go up, right? So, like, if I have a speaking engagement or something up there, so I can justify the time and financial investment on my part to get up there. Although I do just want to see it again. Plus, I want a cheesesteak, and by a cheesesteak, I want one from not just Pat's and Gino's, but I don't even know if it's still there anymore. My secret little cheesesteak place in Overbrook, Pennsylvania. But I would love to do it. So. Let's see. Jill McCann arrives at night. So yeah, August is wake. I don't even think I'm practically not here in August. I have an event the first weekend. I'm speaking the next week. I'm speaking the week of the 5th. I have a conference the week of the 13th. Then I go out for Expo, and then I come back for Galaxy's Edge. August is pretty much, it has to happen in July. So it's going to have to happen in July at some point. Becky, I'll go to Philly for the Marvel exhibit, but I got to make it, especially with a lot of stuff I got going on. It's got to, you know what I mean. So you never had a cheesesteak? What? Listen, you buy, I'll fly, and I will show you. I will teach you the ways of the Philly cheesesteak, yo. Of course, I have to wear my New York Giants jersey, and the entire time I'm in Philadelphia. So, Martin Shergold, I'm still working on London plans. I'm all over the place. And to Corey, to answer your question, I have not finished that. Again, I was overwhelmed in the best possible way with interest between the travel and life and work. This is me juggling lots of different balls in the air. So, Courtney, I can't believe that Becky's never had a cheesesteak. Do you want to know why? Becky, turn your ears away for a second. They don't serve cheesesteaks at table service restaurants, which is probably why it's never happened. I wanted to get a picture of Becky standing in that line, ordering from Pat's and Gino's, walking up, and her going, that's not going to fly, right? You got to go wit whiz, move on. Like, there's no thought process. There's no full sentences. There's no, hi, I think I'll have no, I want one wit whiz, boom. And then you move down to the pickup thing. It's like the soup Nazi version of cheesesteak ordering, but it's so good. Oh God. I literally, when I was up there I was speaking at a school, the organizer, we drove through Philly on the way. I had one Pat's and I had a Geno's on the way to the airport. That's the way you're supposed to do it. It was not a good flight home. It was not a good flight. I mean, it was the best flight home, but it was not a good flight home. So, I love them both. I love them both. So, Melanie Jones, there will be get-togethers at D23. And, of course, the booth, the WDW Radio / Mouse Fan Travel booth is just one giant get-together. It's a love fest. There'll be things to do, people to see, cats and dogs living together. It's going to be a good time. And I can't wait for it as well. Lots of things going on all over the place. James DeZern, speaking of guys that I love so much, man. Again, OG, DisneyWorldTrivia.com guy and longtime friend. Pack the Tums, yeah. But which one is better? I mean, there's no losers in this argument. Different people have different preferences. It's some of them, it's the meat. Some of them, it's the onions and the cheese. The bread is different. As similar as they are, they're also very different. So, but they're delicious. So, what else? Is it 8:30 already? Good. Gandhi time flies by when you are having fun. What else do I want to mention? Open mouth inter cheesesteak chew. Yeah, but you really have to savor the cheesesteaks. Like, it's a sit down or stand up, and then you got to do the lean, right? So Bob Suey, that's by the hunch, you mean sort of that hunching over, because you need to kind of lean forward. You don't eat it this way because it's going to get all over you. You lean forward this way. This way, all the stuff sort of that falls out of the back end as you eat it, and then sort of the grease and the cheese runs down your arm. This is why Becky won't eat it. Should a cheesesteak have Cheese Whiz? Absolutely. Do they still have? Let's see. We're going to see a new balloon something this year. Absolutely, Hal Cussler, and I cannot tell you what it is under pain and penalty of death. Mine, not yours, just so you know. So, what else? James, I had no idea about Linda's mom. Please send her my condolences. I did not know. So, Aaron King, I did see the new Frozen 2 trailer. It's a little dark. Frozen's taking a dark turn. This is very interesting. I'm more curious to see the film now than I was before. There is an element of fantasy and mystery that has a much darker feel and turn than Frozen 1. So we shall see. So, Courtney says, you're my foodie spirit animal. I love Whole Foods. Some of the Whole Foods too they're like food. They have like little restaurants in them. Such good stuff. I could blow a lot of money in Whole Foods. By the way, audio tours still on sale for just $10 each. Adam Rosati, that's good to you. Frozen was kind of dark too, really. I think in sections, Frozen is going to be their Empire Strikes Back. I don't know, Mike. Frozen did so well, was such a phenomenon, and just was part of like the zeitgeist for so long. Can Frozen 2 be a film that, like Empire, is arguably better? Because when I see Empire Strikes Back, for a lot of people, that is their favorite version of Star Wars. Will Frozen 2 be able to do it? So all I know is, as of right now, I've got 5 words on 5 or 6 words on my mind. Spider-Man Far From Home. Yay. Like, that's very much where I can't show you everything on that side. It's a hot mess, and I've got secret stuffs over there too. Whiz Without. No, you got to get Whiz Wit. You got to get the peppers and the onions and the bread and the cheese whiz. Oh my God, so good. So good. Rachel Harry says, my connection's horrible. I want to say that I'm a big fan. No, you're not. You're a friend. You know that we just moved to Florida. I was hoping to make one of the meetups. You're awesome. Keep up the good work, Rachel. So hopefully I will see you later on this month at the meet of the month in Katsura Grill in Japan. So, do I think it leads to a Sinister Six movie? Absolutely. I think, Adam, we see the introduction of the Osborn family. I also think we see the introduction of the Baxter Building. And I also think we're going to get the first... I don't know that it's going to be sort of laid out with a trowel, but I think we're going to get some of the hints to some of the rest of the Sinister Six. It's the film that has to happen and done the right way. Give me a Green Goblin that I can wrap my little 9-year-old arms around. You can't see, but up on some of my Spider-Man cubes up here, there's lots of little Green Goblin and Mysterio stuff in there too. So I'm very, very much looking forward to Far From Home. So, I wonder what would happen if Tom Holland stopped by the booth at G20. Chandler Baitler. So I would clearly lose my mind again. And by lose my mind, I'm sure I told the story about how when I went to the Infinity War presser in Hollywood a few years ago, when I first got to the hotel and was going up the elevator, who's on it? It's me, Tom Holland, and Tom Holland's dude, like bodyguard, manager, whatever he was. I don't get starstruck. Like, they're just normal people. I didn't want to bother the guy, but by the same token, I regret not giving him a hug and asking for a selfie. And it's one of those things like, my kids still yell, like, why didn't you say something to him? I'm like, what can I say that's going to be in any way impactful to him? He's going to hear, oh, I love you as Spider-Man. You're an awesome Peter Parker. He's heard it 18 gabillion times. And I didn't want to sort of, bother the guy. I was there in a quote-unquote professional capacity. But there's a little part of me that wishes I had a selfie with Tom Holland. So if he comes by the booth, Lou Mongello, not going to make that same mistake twice, and it will probably have to be restrained because I will go and give him a hug. I love that guy. I love me some Tom Holland, something. What if they just give us Norman but not Goblin? That's fine. That's what I'm saying, Corey. I think that we'll see the introduction of the Osborns. I don't necessarily know that we'll. We're definitely not definitely. I don't think we're going to see a Green Goblin. I don't think we're going to see a Scorpion or a Lizard or a Kraven the Hunter or anybody else. But I think we are going to get the foundation of those guys coming in. So, I love me. I love me the Green Goblin, like something awful. I've been looking for a Green Goblin shirt that's not on a giant green shirt because I look like a huge pea or a watermelon. But if they made a Green Goblin shirt, I would wear one to show my love for that character. Many of the comics that I have, like in here. Wait. Oh, well, I won't waste my time going through. A lot of Green Goblin comics in there too. So, Pete Bush, I think you're right. So it might be sort of. It might be deliberately in a post-credit scene. It also might be something that we just see in the background, like the Baxter Building. So I think the Baxter Building is before we see Peter leave New York on vacation, we're going to see the old Avengers Tower being converted into the Baxter Building. I don't think it'll be Willem Dafoe without that horrible, horrible Green Goblin mask. Listen, give me the guy in the purple and green tights. Like this is the Goblin I want to see. That right there, that's the Green Goblin that I want to see. So, Tacey Atkinson, I love Tacey Atkinson from ChasingHappiness.ca. She's Canadian, eh? And like the nicest person in the world. No, wait, sorry, I got it confused. Tacey's daughter, Crystal, is Chasing Happiness. They were both at Momentum. I haven't eaten, and I need sleep too. Wonderful people. I've known Tacey probably longer than almost anybody other than maybe James in the box here tonight. I've known Tasty a long, long, long time. So Canadians are so nice too, by the way. Also, how did I not know that Alan Tudyk was in Wreck-It Ralph? I have been doing stupid Alan Tudyk voices and also late night watching Firefly before I go to sleep. If you haven't seen Firefly, I think you can actually buy it on Amazon Prime. I think you can buy the whole. It was only one season. I think you can buy the whole series for $5. Like, it's 17 episodes. Such good TV. It's Joss Whedon. It's Alan Tudyk. It's Nathan Fillion. It's so good stuff. So make a box shirt. If I'm not at Walt Disney World, I'm at the Boathouse in Goblin. So yes, Caleb, actually this Spider-Man chair was a birthday present, a surprise birthday present, by the way, from Becky Menken and the entire team over at Mouse. No, it was a surprise birthday present. A lot of Spidey stuff, including that little guy down there, was from Becky as a surprise birthday present. And I love it so much, I use it every day. So, Brown Coats Unite, Marcus Vowell, I agree. I haven't stopped talking about Firefly lately. I've been on an Alan Tudyk kick. I've also been watching, they had a Firefly marathon on TV, so I taped it a few months ago. And as I fall asleep at night, which now takes me about 8 seconds because I'm old and tired, I've been rewatching the series again. There's only, depending on how they cut it, there's basically 16 or 15 episodes. They broke one episode up into two. So Marcus, I'm going to buy the Con Man series. Again, it's Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk. I haven't figured out what platform I want to buy it as well. But I heard really good stuff. So, and I've never seen Buffy. Buffy. So I know if you like Firefly, watch Buffy. So Richard Pete, I can't. Green Goblin t-shirt. Richard Pete, send me that via Messenger. I can't click on it here. He is Steve the Irish, Steve the Pirate in Dodgeball. Alan Tudyk is so very talented. Not just as a voice actor, but as an actor as well. What is Lou's local go-to movie theater? Oh, so Shay, I will just say that around me is a brand new like luxury theater experience. The tickets are a little bit more expensive, but the seats are like yay wide. They recline. They have amazing food service that they deliver to your seat. Like, the food is phenomenal. The theaters are wonderful. And it's not in a very touristy area, so you can usually get seats pretty well, but the screen is great. The theater is great. I love it. So Aaron King, I'm going to have to get Con Man. I think you can get it from Amazon Prime. I think you buy it from Amazon Prime. And I think it's again, maybe $15 or something for the whole season. So yeah, I heard he plays Iago in Aladdin. I have not seen Aladdin. I probably won't see it in theaters. Couldn't get into Buffy, but love Firefly. I'm telling you, I have no skin in the game other than the fact that I just love Firefly. Is a space Western opera dramedy kind of thing. It's got a big cast, right? There's basically like 9 principals in the cast. It's a Joss Whedon thing. It only lasted 15 or so episodes because just bad, because of the way I think the show was positioned and the time slots that it got. There was a lot of, and then they made a movie called Serenity, which was the name of the ship. They made a movie called Serenity to try and tie it all up. The movie was just okay. It was sort of just like a long extension of the show. Morena Baccarin is in it too. You may know her from such films as Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Yeah, Becky heard the word luxury and she's all in. So it's Becky. It's lovely. It's lovely. So Caleb, I agree with you. He's an amazing voice actor. I want Jason to work at that theater. So Beatrice, you know the one that I'm talking about. It's beautiful there, and there's a lot of younger people that work there. So nice, so mannered, so respectful. Like, it makes a difference, especially coming from the Disney space. it makes a difference. The level of service, even in something like that, greeters, servers, things like that. It absolutely matters. I don't think Firefly is ever going to come back in any sort of streaming service. I think it's just too much time has gone by. The actors have all sort of moved on, and they can't really be replaced. There's a nod to Firefly and the Conman. I figured, there has to be. Because basically the Conman story is almost like Firefly. These are sort of fictitious characters, that were in sort of a TV series like that, and this is sort of their life after it, which is exactly what Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk are living. So, Pied Piper area. I don't know where Pied Piper area is. But yeah, so I just recently finished rewatching Firefly again, and it's wonderful. And it might not be for everybody, but I dig it. So, Alamo Drafthouse brings the alcohol. You know what, Hal? I'm not a big drinker, and I also like, especially for certain movies, I don't like a lot of distractions going on in there. So if it's a place where there's a lot of activity and people are getting drinks throughout, especially for like the Marvel movies and stuff like that, I like to have a very quiet theater experience. Like, I'm very much dialed into what is going on. Speaking of, look what I'm going to do is here. We're doing a little segue. Speaking about movies. Speaking of movies and movies that I have recently seen, I will tell you that when I first heard that they were making a Toy Story 4, I will tell you that my response was why. I had zero interest in going to see it. I felt that Toy Story 3 fully wrapped up that trilogy. It tore at our emotional heartstrings in a lot of very deep kind of ways. I've only seen it once. And I think I saw it once because it wasn't a very emotional movie, because I didn't want to watch a movie that was going to do that to me again. And I thought it sort of wrapped up the story. I thought it had reached its logical conclusion. When I heard Toy Story 4, I said, please don't let this be like a direct-to-DVD movie that they're just trying to push out into the theaters. What I said was, there must be a compelling story that they feel that they need or they want to tell. I was invited to the press event to get a preview screening of it. I was able to take my son. I am still embargoed from giving a full review, but I can give you some of my general impressions. Not like my impression of I'm Buzz Lightyear impression, but from the very first opening scene, I'll never forget, we looked at each other and we were like, what? The imagery and the detail was so overwhelmingly beautiful that we thought for a minute, especially with an exterior opening shot, that it was a movie. And I said to myself very quickly, like, I processed, like, are they going to go through, like, they're going to add sort of a, Mary Poppins type element, like they're going to have some live action stuff and then move into the world of toys? No, it was computer generated. And throughout the film, I caught myself forcing myself to acknowledge you're watching something that man and woman, you know what I mean, that people made by hand. He says not something that's captured on film, that's something that people took with, advanced pen and paper and drew. It is a beautiful film, and the music only enhances it. Randy Newman again, it's gorgeous. I will tell you, Toy Story 4 is the sequel you never knew you needed. I did not have any intention of seeing it in the theater. I plan on going to see it again when it comes out on the 21st. That's how much I enjoyed it. I laughed. I cried, like, a lot. And I cried sometimes because I was laughing so much. And I cried because there were moments that made me cry. In the previews, in addition to the film itself raising questions for me, I saw Forky and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I would hug my Woody doll. I'd hug my Buzz Lightyear. I would not hug Lotso because he's a bad dude. You tricked me, Disney. But he smells like strawberries. He smells delicious. Forky is the friend you never knew you needed. Toy Story 4 is the film you didn't know you had to be made. And Forky is the friend you never knew you needed. Like, I love me Forky. And I promise you, you will too. They do a... Again, I cannot and don't want to say too much, but the voice acting was spectacular, and I will tell you, and I'm not one to sort of try and overuse absolutes like this. Toy Story 4 is some of Pixar's best work ever, hands down, from a storytelling perspective and from a visual perspective, from a voice acting perspective. It is breathtakingly beautiful. It is a beautiful, beautiful film. The detail in some scenes is so rich that, again, you almost think that they animated over a live action backdrop. And there's a couple of places that I think you'll see it. The weathering, the aging, the shadows, the dust, the movement of the air, the rain, just it's amazing. It is replete with a treasure trove of Easter eggs, like throughout the film. I almost can't wait for it to come out on streaming and Blu-ray, because there's a couple of places you're going to want to just stop and pause. Like there was one scene I'm like, stop, I'm trying to see it all, and you can't, because there's so much you want to take in. Are there other classic toy appearances? Of course there are, Fred Abley, and that's all I'm going to say. But so Mary, on the surface, you're not a fan of Forky. Neither was I, and I came out wanting all the Forky toys. They had, as part of the press event, they had a lot of vendors out there, including the Funko people. I actually grabbed a Duke Kaboom Funko. He's already up on the shelf. I will let you wait and see who and what Duke Kaboom is. I wanted a little Forky, and yeah, it was really, really well done. Marcus Val, like that about Spider-Verse 2. It's gorgeous. So if you were on the fence about seeing Toy Story 4, my only advice is to go and do it. If you look on my Instagram stories, which I meant to get a couple of screenshots of. If you're not following me on Instagram, I've been sharing a lot more there, especially in the stories. I'm at Lou Mongello on Instagram. You can go back on my favorited, on my story highlights. You'll see a lot of the merchandise from the media event, including this guy. Look, he's mint in package. Wait.
Greetings. I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit. Time to blast off to infinity and beyond. I don't want to brag, but I've been told I have a high-quality sound system. Listen up, and this is very important. If you see anyone coming, you need to stop, drop, and freeze. Got it?
Now, I'm so happy he said that about the stopping, dropping, and freeze, because if you watch on my Instagram stories, the Buzz and Woody's dolls respond to your voice commands. And if you're sitting there, they will respond to certain things that you say. And if you say Andy's coming, they'll freeze and they fall over, like in the movies. It's amazing to watch it happen. It is so much fun. This guy has 65 different sayings, 4 different voice commands, and 2 ways to play with them. Toy Story 4, to watch them fall over, he's awesome. I think instead of me taking him out of his packaging, I think I might want to give him away. I kind of want to keep them,
Greetings. I am Buzz Lightyear.
but I kind of want to give them away.
Universe Protection Unit.
Maybe I should. And there's all kinds. He's got a cool little like carnival backdrop there. So he's got 4 different voice commands. Hello, buddy. Someone's coming. Quiet, go to sleep. And okay, no one's here. I am not going to spoil for you what he does on each. But I'm starting to think I need to give Buzz Lightyear. Wait a second, though. But wait, I think I have something else in this bag. I also have some Toy Story stickers. I think I have a Toy Story poster. I have a few of these Toy Story little surprise minis, and yes, that's Forky right there. Who I think Forky is sort of like the chaser character. I have 2 unopened packages of those. But wait, there's more. I have a set of 6 little Toy Story 4 button badges. I have a Buzz Lightyear Toy Story 4 Hot Wheel car. I'm not sure I want to give him away, but I got a Forky too. A Toy Story 4 Forky car. I'm running out of space to put all this stuff up. I think I have more. Wait a minute. I have Toy Story 4 pop sockets. Not that you want to replace your WDW Radio pop socket, because I know you love and appreciate and use that so much. Wait a minute. I have more stickers. Wait, what's this? Oh, yeah, there's also this gigantic Toy Story 4 fleece throw blanket. Where you sort of like, it's a little like craft kit too. You like cut the fringe on the end. Wait a minute, I think I even have something else too. I also have Toy Story 4, the backpack. So there's also a Toy Story 4 backpack, not available, from what I understand, in stores or anywhere. So I have a ginormous Toy Story 4 prize package. Boy, I really want to keep Forky, but now that I showed him, I guess I have to give him away. I would rather have them go to a good home. Now, how do I give this? Yeah, the postage. Oy, how do I give these away? I haven't quite figured that out yet. I haven't sort of thought this out. And I'm not going to do 20 questions, because that gets cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs very quickly. All right, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, it is going to cost me a lot of money to ship, but that's okay. Especially because Toy Story, like, Buzz is heavy. Buzz is a big, like, it's a big Buzz. I'm going to need a ginormous box. Domestically only. So if you're from the United Kingdom or Australia, it is not, this is not, you are ineligible because I can't spend $200 on shipping. I will give away the whole package. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? I don't know how this is going to play out. This could be an absolute, complete and utter train wreck. So if so, I'll apologize in advance. For 16 years and 555 episodes, not including live broadcasts, other newscasts, video broadcasts, whatever, I have asked you to do one thing. I've asked you to do one thing on the show. Please help spread the word. I want you this week to spread the word about your favorite episode, the Box People community, my social channels, this week's episode, the live show. I want you to spread the word about what it is that we have here, right? What our WDW Radio family and community, and more importantly, the show. I want to grow the community and awareness about it in an organic way. And the best way to do that is by you telling your friends and the people that you know about it. Not me placing ads, not people trying to, trick people to sign up to get something for free. It's you telling them. So this is basically, and I don't know how it's going to play out, it's a spread the word contest. And the person that does the most amazing job in spreading the word, and you'll have to sort of point out to me, this is what I did, and this has been the result of you spreading the word, will get the entire Toy Story 4 prize package. And I'll probably throw some other WDW Radio stuff and swag in there too. This is a win-win for everybody, right? It's an opportunity to grow the community, to grow the Box People group, to grow awareness for the show in a way that is not through me, but it's through you. It is by you helping to spread the word. Go out, get creative. Do not do anything that is inappropriate or illegal or spammy. That's not how I want it to happen. But do what you do and then send me the evidence. Send me the result of what it is that you did, and I will find either the one that had the greatest reach, the most engagement or conversion, or the most creative, and I will try and figure out how to do it, and then I will send you the Toy Story 4 prize package. And because you guys are watching live, I won't share this contest anywhere else. I won't mention it on the show. I won't mention it on social. I won't tweet it. I won't put it in the Box People group. This is for you. So this is sort of your opportunity, reward, whatever you want to call it, for being here and watching live. That's it. You have a week, and then next Wednesday, I will take all of the sharing and gold that you guys have done, and I will try and figure out a way. This may backfire on me in a big way, and if so, I want to apologize in advance. But I want it to be fun, and again, it's a win-win for everybody, not just the one person that's going to win the Toy Story 4 package. Yes, Marcus, not illegal. I don't want you to... The other thing, too, this is not something where I'm asking you to go out and spend money to, run ads. That's not what I want you to do at all. I want this to be something that is... completely organic and spreading the word. It's the thing I've been asking you to do anyway, so it's not really anything different than the same request that I make from you each week. If you love the show, tell other people about it. And again, it could be this week's Galaxy's Edge episode. It could be your favorite top 10. It could be an earlier episode. It could be a video. It could be the community as a whole. My Instagram store, whatever it might be, it's up to you to get out there and spread the word. Again, I'm not going to create any graphics. I'm not going to share it on social. This is purely just for you. And the win that we all get is by the community growing with people that want to be here and want to be here for the right reason. That's what makes this group, these shows, the events, the meets of the month, so special. It has nothing to do with me. It almost to a certain degree has nothing to do with Disney. It has to do with you. The only analogy I keep coming back to is, I might be the person that facilitates the place to come, right? I build the clubhouse, but you guys are the ones that populate it. And I am in awe and humbled and grateful and thankful each and every day to be able to do this and for you. And by growing the community, it's not meant to dilute anything. It's to make it better and stronger and get more people that want to be here into the fold. And you might win a cool Toy Story 4 prize package too. So, again, We'll see how it works. I have no idea. Amanda Bonner. I love Amanda Bonner. If you have not been to DisneyTravelForAll.com, go check her and her site out. Again, exactly what I'm talking about. Good people doing good stuff that I love helping to spread and share the word about. Amanda, you have to rewind because I'm giving away all kinds of cool Toy Story 4 toys. It's a toy fest. Look, there's blankets, and there's backpacks, and there's cars, and Forkies, and Buzzes, and mystery packs, and stickers. Lots and lots of good stuff. So the way to win it is to help spread the word. So just want to make sure you see my airplane banner. Yeah, so if you do something, make sure I see it. Either tag me, send it to me. I won't know if I don't see it. So I'll only be able to sort of judge based on, the things that I am able to see. And I think I've just painted myself into a corner because I'm going to feel bad because I'm sure you guys are going to do amazing, cool, creative stuff. And that there's only one package of stuff to give away. I'll apologize in advance and know that I love you all equally. This contest is meant to be fun and in the spirit of growing our community. So I want you to have fun with it. No pressure. Do it because you want to do it. And, maybe you can win something cool on the back end as well. So this is for you guys. It's because I love you. And like I said, I think it's a win-win for everybody. So Amanda Bonner, he's giving away the Toy Story Oprah gift box. Mary says, I probably won't win. Don't discount yourself. But I do love this community and have since I joined years ago. You guys are amazing and fun. Stephanie, Mary, that's all you. You guys are the ones who are amazing and fun. I will tell you, Amber Bramble, while I appreciate the idea that Speedo on a naked cowboy in New York City might not necessarily qualify as the winner. Now, depending on what the positive impact of that might be, I might be wrong. That might be the one that that might be. So, but am I going to be at the Animal Kingdom After Dark event in August? I don't think so, John Joseph Gray, the 4th, only because I'm going to be, I'm speaking a lot and I'm traveling a lot in August. So I don't know that I'll be able to attend, but who knows? That can change very, very dynamically. My schedule is very much written in Jello. So, and that was not meant to be a pun on my name. So Carrie Krieger, love the group as well. Ray Kastner, again, longtime friend, contacting NASA. Becky Mankin says, I could go viral. Becky's ecstatic about the possibility of spreading the Mouse Fan Travel love as well. Like I said, it's hopefully a win-win for everybody involved. So, and it should be. Look, the thing too. I want you guys to. I want you guys to have fun. That is the whole point, is to have fun. Also, don't forget that I would love to hopefully see you and meet you and share a handshake and a hug and probably some Japanese food at Katsura Grill Saturday, the 22nd. In Epcot. Becky Mencken, remind me again, I know we still have some spots available for our cruise on the Disney Wonder out of New Orleans next February. If you think Box Night is fun, if you think Meets of the Month are going to be fun, you ain't seen nothing yet. You need to come and join us on a WDW Radio cruise. Our next one is going to be out of New Orleans. And Becky, do we still have that one spot remaining for Japan? I don't know. I don't remember. I think we might have one little spot. Oh, just think of the food. Oh, good Gandhi. I'm beyond ecstatic. And don't forget, too, if you have not joined our Box People group, that is where the community and the conversation live on Facebook. It's amazing to see the interactions and the engagement and just how nice everybody is in there. There's some groups that I'm fortunately or unfortunately still a member of that I can't back myself out of because it's like a dumpster fire. I can't help but see, but there's a lot of, even in this Disney space, there's a lot of anger and a lot of negativity and a lot of mean-spirited stuff that goes on. And that is never what this group has been about, and never what it will be about. And you guys do an amazing job of self-regulating and self-moderating. And that's why things like this and the contest and trying to grow things are fun, because the people who are there are the people who want to be there, and they're very much like-minded and up this on the same spirit. Cat LaForgia Velasquez, you've got to come on the cruise. If you've never been on a cruise, I promise you there's no better way to do it than being able to share it with friends, even ones you've never met before. And I promise you, take off the glasses for effect, nobody has more fun than us, because it's not just the cruise, but there's a lot of extra stuff that we do as well. And I'm not just trying to sound like a plug, but everybody over at Mouse Fan Travel does an amazing job of making sure that your experience is not just magical, but the overall cruise itself and some of the fun stuff that we always have planned. That's a little bit of extra sprinkling of pixie dust on top helps out as well. So anyway, I think that's it. Sean LeGrand says, "I don't do mean." That seems to be the mantra of this group and community, and that's why I've said since day one, you're family, right? I will always correct you. You are not a fan. I hate having a page and being called a fan page. You are not a fan. You are a friend, literally, whether we have met yet or not. So with that, I hope that you have a great week. I appreciate you being here with me tonight and last week and every week and following along in California and Toy Story Land and wherever else I've been. It's all been a blur over the last couple of weeks. But again, you have given me such... I was speaking to a group of high schoolers yesterday. What's today? Wednesday? It was yesterday. About Walt and his story and sharing my story. And I got emotional. Again, I'm an emotional wreck lately. I have no idea why. I got emotional talking to a room of 80 high school girls, which, I'm sure made me look awesome, but I didn't care, about going from where I was and I was leading a great life. I was a lawyer. I was doing all these things. To where I am now, and the journey you've taken me on, and the 180-degree turn in terms of the levels of happiness that I have. And it's why I do what I do. Like, it's why I go to speak. It's why, and I hate the word coaching, but coaching and mentoring and momentum and stuff like that, because I want to give other people the gift that you have given me of the type of life where I'm excited to get up every morning, and I hate going to bed at night because my mind is always racing, and I love doing new things, not just for you, but more importantly with you. And I want to impart that gift to other people. I want to pay that gift forward. I am a big believer in the ripple effect, and that little drop that you guys gave me years ago, the first time you downloaded a show, bought a book, came to a website, came to Meet a Month, that ripple effect has gotten bigger and more pronounced. And because of that, you have helped to reach and impact the lives in a positive way of more people than you probably know. So thank you for that. And I will continue until the day that I drop to try and have that positive ripple effect on other people. And that's the one that started with you. So if I can ever do anything to help you, please, please, please let me know. Speaking of momentum, I have extended the early bird stuff. I won't go into trying to plug away, but the Momentum Weekend Workshop is in September this year. There's early bird specials still going on. If you're interested to find out more about it or have any questions, let me know. But I love you. I appreciate you. I hope to meet some of you or see some old friends at the next meet of the month. Otherwise, I will see you here next week. Don't forget to always share and invite a friend to be part of the conversation, the community, the box night, and this amazing place. This amazing place and this amazing family that you have built. Yeah, emotional wreck in the best possible way. I love you. Good night.